Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Sister Wives Show. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. For years, Sister Wives has been a window into the unconventional family life of Kody Brown and his 4 wives. But lately, there's one thing that seems to be getting under the skin of more and more fans: Kody's confessional interviews. Fans of the show are becoming increasingly vocal about their distaste for the way Kody speaks when he's in front of the camera during his confessionals. Whether it's his tone, his choice of words, or his attitude, Kody's interviews are sparking debates all across social media, with viewers expressing frustration, anger, and in many cases, outright disdain for his delivery. Let's dive into why so many people have such strong reactions to Kody Brown's confessional style, how his manner of speaking impacts the perception of the show, and why this issue seems to be coming to a head right now. A major point of contention among fans is the tone Kody uses during these interviews. Many viewers feel that Kody comes across as dismissive, arrogant, or even condescending when he's reflecting on his family's problems. Instead of offering thoughtful insights or taking responsibility for his actions, some fans believe that Kody often tries to justify or excuse his behavior in a way that seems insincere or manipulative. It's one thing to make mistakes or to struggle with the complexities of plural marriage. That's part of what makes Sister Wives compelling to watch. But what frustrates viewers is that Kody doesn't seem to acknowledge or own up to his role in the issues that arise within his family. One of the recurring complaints is that Kody often talks over or diminishes the concerns of his wives in these segments. Whether it's Christine's frustration with the lack of intimacy, Miri's struggle to feel valued within the family, or Janelle's desire for independence, fans believe that Kody has a habit of brushing aside these emotions during his confessionals. Instead of showing empathy or offering solutions, Kody's responses tend to focus on how these issues affect him personally, rather than how they impact the wives or the family as a whole. For example, when Christine expressed her dissatisfaction with the marriage and her desire to leave, many fans felt Kody's response in the confessional was more about his own sense of betrayal and frustration, rather than addressing Christine's feelings. To fans, it seemed like Kody was more concerned about maintaining control or protecting his own ego than truly listening to Christine's needs. His confessional comments often sound defensive, as though he's trying to convince the audience, or maybe even himself, that he's the victim in these situations, rather than the one who might need to change his behavior. This defensiveness is another major reason fans have grown tired of Kody's confessional segments. Whether it's about Christine leaving, his strained relationship with Miri, or Janelle's increasing independence, Kody's responses tend to be framed in a way that avoids self-reflection or accountability. Instead of acknowledging his shortcomings or considering how his actions might have contributed to the family's problems, Kody often seems to deflect blame or shift the focus to other factors. This has led to accusations from viewers that Kody is either in denial about his role in the family's struggles or is deliberately trying to spin the narrative in his favor. Some fans have pointed out that Kody's confessional style has changed over the years. In the earlier seasons of Sister Wives, Kody came across as more open, sincere, and willing to acknowledge the challenges of plural marriage. Back then, he seemed genuinely interested in making the relationships work, even if it meant having difficult conversations or facing uncomfortable truths. However, as the seasons have progressed, many viewers feel that Kody has become more rigid and defensive in his interviews, less willing to take responsibility and more focused on maintaining control over the situation. Another thing that irks fans is the way Kody speaks about the family's dynamics in these segments. Instead of showing compassion or understanding, his confessional remarks often come off as cold or detached. For example, when discussing Miri's isolation within the family, Kody has made comments that fans found particularly hurtful. Instead of acknowledging the emotional pain that Miri has gone through, Kody has, at times, reduced her situation to a matter of logistics or practicality, saying things like, "Miri and I are more like friends now," or implying that their relationship isn't something he needs to focus on anymore. This lack of emotional depth in his responses leaves many viewers frustrated, as it feels like Kody is unwilling to address the deeper issues that Kody's confessional style reflects a larger issue with how he approaches relationships in general. They argue that his tendency to focus on himself and his own needs, rather than those of his wives, has led to many of the problems the family is currently facing. Whether it's his struggles with Christine's decision to leave or his ongoing issues with Mary, Kody's inability, or unwillingness, to truly listen and engage with the feelings of his wives is seen as a major factor in the breakdown of the relationships. And when he dismisses or downplays these issues in his confessionals, it only reinforces the idea that he's not fully invested in resolving them. In addition to his tone and attitude, there's also the matter of how Kody frames certain situations in his confessionals. Many fans have pointed out that Kody has a habit of speaking in absolutes or making sweeping generalizations about his wives or their behavior. For instance, he's made comments like, "Christine was never really happy in the marriage," or "Mary has always been difficult." These kinds of statements not only feel dismissive, but they also simplify complex emotional situations, reducing them to black and white narratives that don't reflect the nuances of real relationships. This tendency to oversimplify or generalize has led some fans to accuse Kody of trying to control the narrative in these confessionals. Instead of acknowledging the full scope of the family's issues, he often seems to present a version of events that puts him in a more favorable light. This has left many viewers feeling like they're not getting the whole truth from Kody, only the version of the story that he wants to tell. Another element that fans have taken issue with is Kody's body language during these confessionals. Even if his words aren't explicitly dismissive, his facial expressions, gestures, and overall demeanor often give the impression that he's annoyed, frustrated, or bored with the discussion. For instance, when discussing Christine's decision to leave, Kody has been seen rolling his eyes or sighing heavily, which gives the impression that he's not really engaged with what's being said. This nonverbal communication only adds to the frustration that fans feel when watching his confessionals, as it seems to reinforce the idea that Kody isn't taking the situation seriously. Some fans have also commented on Kody's tendency to speak in a way that feels rehearsed or performative, rather than genuine. Whether he's trying to justify his actions or explain his side of the story, Kody's delivery often comes off as though he's reciting a prepared statement rather than speaking from the heart. This can make it hard for viewers to connect with him or feel empathy for his situation, as it feels like they're being presented with a polished version of Kody, rather than the real person behind the scenes. It's worth noting that Kody's confessional style isn't just frustrating for fans. It also seems to be having an impact on how his wives perceive him. In recent seasons, we've seen Christine, Janelle, and even Mary express frustration with Kody's inability to truly listen to their concerns. This disconnect between Kody and his wives is often mirrored in the way he speaks during his confessionals, as he tends to focus more on defending himself than on understanding their perspectives. This has led some fans to wonder whether Kody's confessional style is a reflection of deeper issues within the family, issues that go beyond what we see on camera. Ultimately, the frustration that fans feel toward Kody's confessionals seems to stem from a combination of factors: his tone, his defensiveness, his lack of empathy, and his tendency to oversimplify complex issues. For viewers who have been following the Brown family's journey for years, it's disheartening to see Kody continue to approach these interviews in a way that feels more like damage control than genuine reflection. As the family struggles become more pronounced, fans are looking for honesty, vulnerability, and accountability from Kody. But so far, his confessionals have only left them feeling more disconnected and frustrated. So, what does this mean for the future of Sister Wives? Will Kody eventually change his approach and start offering more thoughtful, sincere reflections in his confessionals? Or will fans continue to grow more and more disillusioned with his behavior both on and off camera? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: Kody's confessional style is becoming a bigger and bigger point of contention among viewers, and unless something changes, it's likely that the backlash will only continue to grow. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.